Well, that's just dumb. Can you hear it now? No, it's supposed to be... Okay. So my microphone has you flip up the mic to mute it, and sometimes when I flick it down, it doesn't unmute. So it must not have unmuted when I flicked it down today. Alright, well I've been babbling on about this Pro Mods and how nice it is, but I guess nobody's going to hear that now. No worries. This is going to be a bitch of a town to get out of with a big load. Especially in this dark, rainy evening environment. Yep, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's weird, like 1 out of 5 times I unmute it, it doesn't unmute. All the other times it's fine. Okay, what do we got here? We should have 1 or 2 special transports. So, I'm going to let you guys decide. Am I going to haul an industrial condenser or a high-tech, or generic high-tech device? Which one are we hauling? High-tech device. That's what I was thinking too. All right, here we go. So it's going to cut to a cinematic when I take this job. I know I'm good for a heavy load, so that's not a problem. I think it's really cool how it does this. The first one I did was really, really awesome. It was out of a logging place. It was a huge tractor I had to carry. And they had like a reporter there talking about it, and it was crazy. That was up in Norway. So this just explains how the escort vehicles work, which I've already done a couple of these, so I know. You just got to make sure that you get in lane with the escort vehicles. And here we go. Our lead car just pulled out ahead of us. We will pull out of the parking lot here. As you can barely see because of the rain, there's little flags on the side of the trailer to help me guide it. And there's lights at its widest point to help me see what we're dealing with. So that van is there to block traffic, to let us get out. So we'll look this way and you'll see they've got that truck blocked. And there's a van up ahead. So we can pull out nice and wide. Doing this in the rain is going to be not a whole lot of fun, but the other one was through really twisty roads in Norway, and it was stressful, but kind of stressful in a good way. It was fun, but I was white-knuckled a couple times. You're going through tunnels and around some of those hairpin turns on mountains, hauling something that's, I think it was around 60 tons, and it was, again, a lane and a half wide like this. Gets a little stressful. Do they have traffic blocked? No. Okay. Oh, they've got the roundabout blocked up here, or this intersection blocked for me. How nice of them. Oh, this is gonna be tight. See what I mean about stressful? Not whipping through it like I normally do at those. I guess it's high enough to clear those posts. ETS2 and ATS are the whole reason I ended up buying a whole steering rig for my computer. Because I didn't play enough driving or racing games to make it worth it before, but these I am addicted to. Oh, railroad tracks along a roundabout. How nice. So I may not be reading the chat screen as much on this one because it's just a little too much to worry about while I'm driving here. The Norwegian one was at night too, but it was not in the rain. Yeah, I bought a HOTAS for Flight Simulator, so I get you. And I know what game you're talking about, I think. Isn't that the one where you're a truck driver, Disco? Kind of, sort of. Yeah, exactly. Space trucker. And pirate, and as I recall from what a few players were saying in our chat there that time, slave transporter. You're gonna make me a movie? That kind of scares me. Of Amsterdam driving. Did you see the video I put in Seniors, Mark, for you and tagged you on of the Romanian truck driver? It was hilarious. If you didn't see it, you should go back and find it after this because it is incredible. Whoa, 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 whoa. It scares me that that guy actually is allowed to drive after that. Look at this, they got people pulled off the road for me. It's so nice. I wish they did this for all my trips. I don't even know what this job pays. 21,000 euro. That's not one of my higher paying jobs. But it's really cool, so. Like really, do we have to go around the roundabout? Why can't we take the short way? Get it all blocked off. did this one weigh? 45 tons. That's pretty heavy. That to my American brain is 88,000 pounds, so that's a pretty hefty load. I've heard about the farming simulator, and I've thought about trying it, but I'm just not quite sure why I want to play it. It's like somebody was saying in one of the chats I was in one day, okay, I'm basically playing a simulator of a job that somebody does. Why is this fun? And we don't know. We just know that it is. Lead car, you can pick up to, 60, that's fine. I'll keep up with you, I promise. Ooh. Let's get a little bit of room for that guy. I do not like doing this in the rain at night. Makes it a lot harder. Because visibility sucks! Which way are we going here? We're going left. And we don't have police. Oh, there's the police to block the road. Oh, it doesn't look like that's what they were there for. Somebody not doing their job. I'm supposed to have a escort. Must be because of the rain they're going slower. Normally they'd be pushing 60 through here. See if he picks up if I do. Nope. I told you guys in the chat that this would be very exciting. I'm sure you're just on the edges of your seats. / sarcasm. Oh, here we go. Some oncoming traffic. I like how the pace vehicle swings way to the left to force them to move over. Oh, I'll have a burger. Stress. Okay. We made it through that corner. We're good. Bacon. I love bacon. Oh, these signs. Why do they have to be so close to the road? It's almost like they weren't thinking of me when they made this road. Here's hoping we don't have anybody coming toward us. assuming you're using mad in the British sense, as in crazy, as opposed to angry. Or both. Be nice if the rain stopped. I would be completely okay with that. Oh, I think the rain stopped. Yes. Ooh. Just a little curb there, no big deal. Didn't hit anything. Yep, my lead car's picking up proper speed now. Good. It must be because of the rain they were dropping us by 10K. I should probably have my beacon on. I just realized I didn't have my rotating lights on. Oops, halfway through the trip. There's a little outside view. The buses in this game drive like jerks. They're horrible. They're allegedly adding special transport to the American one next year, but they said there's going to be larger loads because our roads are bigger. There was rumored that there'd be one where you literally transport a house, which should be interesting. I've seen twice. I've seen a house moved on a truck just across town, you know, for 2 or 3 miles. But it was an interesting experience. I remember when I was probably about 12 years old. They had to move a house in the town I lived in, and they literally like closed school for the day, and it was almost like a parade. There were people all along the sides of the road as they were moving it. And it was a pretty big deal. The second one I saw moved was not made quite as big of a deal, but it was still, yeah. Houses on barges. That's an interesting angle. I kind of like these special transports because they're different. It's not just a standard trailer you're hauling or anything. You get the lead car and everything else. Now we got another roundabout. Navigate. Yeah, 60 would be good. Get the lead out. Come on. For the most part, when I have a lead car and a tail car, I'm not too concerned about using my directionals on things like roundabouts because I figure, I mean, it's pretty obvious what's going on. Come on, get moving. We could easily do 60 through here. Hey, Haley. Haley Cat's in here. This under the... yeah, no, that's not normal. Nobody drives under the limit. When I play the game, I tend to do exactly the speed limit because I find that the enforcement is a little stricter than it would be in real life. Okay, so apparently red lights do not apply to me right now. That's kind of nice. Civeaux, is that how that's pronounced? Haley, what are you yakking about? Oh, we're gonna actually do the 60 now. How nice. Or maybe not. Let's try it. Yeah, looks like he's pacing up to the speed, so... We still got a ways to go. This is a longer trip than I thought it was. That's good, considering I have Quebecer French origins. It's good that I at least can guess at the French words. When I get to some of the others around here, I don't do so well. There's one French city, the one we came from, I had trouble with. Nantes. Nantes? Nantes? Maybe you can type a phonetic for me on it. So Nantes. Nantes. You live there! You're supposed to know the phonetic. You live there. That's what I thought. I thought the S would be silent. So Nantes? Nantes? Nantes. Nantes. Okay. That was kind of my initial guess on it. So Nantes. 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 Oh, I get it. So you just kind of make it a harder T. Nantes. Nantes. Okay. Nantes. Got it. In other words, they could drop the ES and be more efficient. Looks like another roundabout coming, one of the small ones, and of course we got to go 3/4 of the way around it. Alright, back to stress time. At least we got some light to work with now. It's not raining and there's morning light. Limoges, right? Limoges? Limoges. Or am I supposed to pronounce the S on that one? So one thing I do find interesting in the Euro Truck Simulator is that, of course, every language has their own way of spelling and pronouncing and saying the names of these different cities. And by the way, nice nuclear plant. 3 cooling towers is that I see, or just 2? 2, okay. That's where we're headed. Anyway, what I do find, and it's got to be confusing as heck for people who travel among the different countries over there, is how signs will be, of course, in the language of where they originated or where the sign is. The biggest one I noticed was Copenhagen, which is in English one way, obviously different in Danish, and then when you're in Switzerland or Sweden, it's a completely different word and spelling. And I would imagine for those who have to navigate the roads, that has its own unique challenges. And here we are, we're done. We have successfully moved a big circular thing from Nantes to Civeaux. It earned 21,000 euro and 1,000 experience points. So there we go. No, I don't think it was coal burning. That looked pretty clearly like nuclear nuclear cooling towers. Anything good from Civeaux? Oh, we could bring a dozer to Amsterdam. Do we want to bring a dozer to Amsterdam? Let's do it. It's another heavy load, but it's at least not one of these super special ones. Alright, looks like we pull into the plant to get it. Why they needed a bulldozer at a nuclear plant, I don't want to know. And why the speed limit's 80k on this, I don't know either. Yeah, Civeaux is a nuclear plant. Got it. I kind of got that from the cooling towers and the reactor domes. And it's a nuclear plant with a bulldozer that's going to Amsterdam. I'll bring up the map of the actual route once we pick it up, because I like to look at it and see if there's places I can tweak. Sometimes the GPS sends me like into a town for no reason when I can take a beltway around it. Here we go, 39 tons worth of dozer. And that's it right in front of us. I need to look at something on the outside of the truck. Tell if those are up or down. My wheels. Flanders. Aren't they the neighbors of the Simpsons? I'm a little crooked. Let's get it straightened out. If you can't do it right, don't do it at all. We will definitely be finding the first place to rest because our time is close on that. Alright, let's do a map look here. So we are leaving Civeaux. We'll pay a toll because that's what you seem to do a lot of in France. We'll get on the A10. We'll take the A10 up to... Oh, you're going around Paris that way, okay. We'll take the A10 to the 104, it looks like. Pay a couple more tolls. And then up into Belgium, through Rotterdam, up to Amsterdam. Alright, but I do need to find a rest spot, so looks like we'll have one right here. We'll top off fuel and rest there. Perfect. Alright. Let's do this. This thing's heavy, 39 tons, yeah. Looks like the weather's clearing, but of course we're going to go rest and it'll probably rain when we wake up. Oh, I don't need my beacon on anymore. I feel like this is stressing the truck more and it weighs less. Very odd. How's the truck's wear? Only 1%, so we don't need service anytime soon. Also, shouldn't that shouldn't say stop. Shouldn't that say, what is it, arrêt? I probably mispronounced that too. I just remember in Quebec they didn't say stop. They said A-R-R-E with an accent over at T. Back to the highway. Now we got some daylight at least for the first few hours, couple hours of the drive. And then we'll rest and it'll be dusk. Most of the drive will be done at night again. What's our time to do this? 39 hours. So we could afford to do a double rest. Now, because we're going to need 2 rests to get there, so that's not an option. minutes. My warning. Got about an hour and a half left, probably. Yep, before we need to rest. I just want to check something. I think I already hired another driver. No. I have the money now, but I'm not at a truck dealer. I'm going to have to stop at some point and buy a new truck for and hire a driver to put in my other garage. I found in the American Truck Simulator that I make great money off the other guys driving. Like the last trip I did, I think they made me about an extra $10,000 during the trip I was doing, which was worth $80,000, but. Okay, it may not have looked it to you guys, but that corner I took way too fast, and we started to have a little tippage there. I gotta be careful of that. Yeah, I've done a lot of the truck company. Like on the American one, I have 5 garages, 6 drivers including me, 6 trucks including mine. So it's fun. It adds another aspect to the game that I find enjoyable. Our tired meter's gone to red up there. That means I'm probably down to under an hour. But we're good. We're going to stop right up here. We're going to top off the fuel and then take some rest. I find those water towers, I'm assuming those are water towers, to be very interesting in their shape. I'm used to water towers having more of a bulbous or bell-shaped, not bell-shaped, just a bulbous, like a big round top. That looks like a big funnel. It looks almost like somebody's rain catcher. Assuming those are water towers, that's what they seem to represent to me. And I don't know what that is off to the right. Oh yes, police. Stop somebody right on a ramp. That's really smart. This thing. Oh, you can't even see it now. I don't know what it is. Alright, we will pull back here to the truck area. We'll top off fuel first. Euro 23 per liter. It's cheaper than it is in some places. Okay. Alright, that does make sense. Radio and TV makes sense, and there's probably cellular radios on it as well. I'm assuming. So you may notice how it just dimmed my vision. It's another way it warns me that I need to get some rest. So we are going to pull up here into one of these rest slots near these login trucks. I usually take the first slot because that gives me more ramp up to get back on the highway. Stop, engine off, go to sleep. averaging 46 liters per 100, which if my math is right, you want that number to be low, not high, so I don't know if that's good or not. I guess for a truck it's probably pretty good. I still feel like I should be taking the other way around Paris. Seems like it's taking me a long way, all the way out here. But I guess not. I mean, it calculates it based on the mileage. Problem is there's no straight line way, so whatever way we go, it seems like we do a lot of twisting and winding around. Dozer on the back. Dozing ball. Big tractor. I'm sure getting around it is better than getting through it, so, or going through it, so. I guess I should be happy it's not trying to route me through it. It does that with Berlin. Every time it wants me to go right through the middle of Berlin and get off the highway. I'm like, no thank you, I'll take one of the beltways. Well, if you have a delivery, there's certain areas that you have access to in a truck. Probably not the downtown, but yeah. Maybe one of you can tell me what that is, that trailer. I keep seeing those trailers and I have yet to figure out what they carry. And I haven't got a job to tow one, so I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense because the city streets are probably so narrow that the big trucks just can't get through either. Not only would they cause traffic problems, they literally couldn't fit. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, the one I just passed, that's what I'm trying to figure out. It looks like a metal canister, but then it's got these two little windows in the back, and that's what bothers me about it. Otherwise, I would have said milk or water or something like that, but why would you need windows in the back of the trailer? Thus far, the theory that we've come up with is that it's milk. And I don't know what the windows do, because they don't go into, it doesn't look like they go into the, if it's a tank, it doesn't look like they go into the tank. Oh, slow down, we got an accident up here. Yep. Ooh. Ouch. I'm sure sooner or later I'll find the answer. It's one of those curiosity things every time I see one. Maybe there's something top secret. I have to pause for just a second here. I just realized I misplaced my phone somewhere, and I need to have it in case a work thing comes in. So I'll be back in a few seconds. Alright, I'm back. There was nothing urgent on my phone. Did it change my route? Did I do? I must have missed a turn or something. It changed my route. It was originally sending me over on the east side of Paris. Oh well. No big. Beltway's a beltway. Yeah, you hit me, and I'm getting fined. I was already like 3/4 into this lane. No, they were on the back. 2 little windows on the back corners. Low. We'll see another one at some point. I don't even want to know how that one's pronounced, because the only way I can think of is, well, it's another term for cat, I guess. What are we asking? What kind of trucks they have in the game? In the game, there's MAN, DAF, Scania, Volvo, and Mercedes, I believe. I believe that's all there is in the Euro one. The American one right now only has Peterbilt and Kenworth, but they're adding Volvo this month. They say at no charge to anybody. It's going to be a free ad. Oh, Heineken. I don't know what they use. They use trucks. Definitely trucks. So far in ETS2, I like the Volvo the best. I've tried them all. The Volvo's the truck that I like driving the best. I like the way the interior is. It's got good power. Actually, it's got more horsepower than I think any other truck in either of the games. So last night I was trying to do a stream, and I don't know if you guys know about the global YouTube outage, but it happened right in the middle of my stream, so we had to abort partway through. I still finished my trip, but I wasn't able to stream it. I forget where I was going. Stockholm to Dresden. That's where I was going, and I made it to Berlin. I made it just past Berlin when YouTube decided to take a poo globally. Lost the stream. Yeah, just pull out in front of me, that's fine. You're a bus driver, I expect you to drive like a jerk. Really, why don't you slow down in front of me too? You should hit your brakes a couple times. Give me a brake check. not bitter at all about the buses. I just hate them. Oh good, it's going the other direction. What? You're not going to stop in the middle of the intersection first? Very atypical bus driver. And what's with putting traffic lights so that you can't see them when you're stopped at an intersection? There should be ones across the intersection where you can easily see them. Well, the day before that, we had an internet outage here. AT&T had a lightning strike on their router that handles, ready for this? All residential fiber and cable and TV for Dallas and Fort Worth, an area with 7 million people. Over 1 million people lost internet for 11 hours, us included. Let me just reiterate that for you. 11 hours. Because they didn't have proper redundancy either. They had nowhere to fail over to. Yeah. 1 million people without internet. And some small businesses, but most of the business stuff routes through a different station. You bet your backside that they're building redundancy when they rebuild it, because somebody somewhere has got their head on a thing over that one. The problem with AT&T is they're so big they don't care about customers that much anymore. They've kind of, not all companies get big and do that. That was a wrong way to put it, but the bottom line is AT&T doesn't care about the individual customer. I only have them because they are the only option to get fiber where I live. When I lived 15 miles east of here, there was another provider. But here it's this one. But I get a gig for $80 US a month, so I really shouldn't be complaining too much. Yeah, have to live with it. Oh darn. It is nice though when I can stream at, full 1080p and not worry about bandwidth issues. Heck, if I had 4K monitors on this, I could stream it at 4K and not worry about bandwidth issues. Yeah, 2 weeks would be unacceptable. So here's what was happening. Spectrum, who is a cable company, and I really didn't want cable, but what they were doing was they were, if anybody called complaining or wanting service that day, the next day they would come out and hook you up if you'd switch over to them. Which I wouldn't have done because I don't want their product, but I bet they picked up a few thousand customers. Melissa works from home, but she didn't work Monday. Monday's her day off, so it didn't affect her. If it had extended into Tuesday, she was going to move her home office to my company office, which has a different provider, and it's also the business grade stuff. Oh, I think I remember you telling me, talking about that, Mark, somewhere, maybe in seniors chat or something. I seem to recall, you talking about that. $83.17. That's comparable. Like for us, cable is typically like 100 down and 10 up. Fiber you get synchronous. So, like if I had 100 mega coming into the house, I'd have 100 by 100. I have a gig both ways. But I never test to a full gig. Usually, if I'm hardwired, I test at about between 880 and 920. And Wi-Fi, it drops to between 700 and 900. Some days even a little lower. But still well within the realm of acceptable to me. There's nothing I do wireless that I need more than probably 300. Even that's probably pushing it. Usually fiber is synchronous. Usually it's the same down and up. I've never seen fiber sold, at least here, where it's not the same both ways. I mean, it may not test full both ways, but usually what you buy with fiber, you buy two-way at the same speed. Here it varies greatly depending on where you are, and again, if you want business grade, it's more. So 100 meg business grade is about $700 to $800 a month here. It's what we call dedicated fiber. You can get shared fiber for about 150 for 100 meg for a business. But for residential, it's a lot lower, and they don't offer some of the QoS guarantees. You know, they still say 99.99% uptime, but like if you have VoIP phones or something like that, the call quality may not be quite what it is on a business grade one. I actually did the Google Wi-Fi mesh network in our house, so that accesses my router, and then I have an out port on that going to an 8-port Netgear gig managed switch. That feeds all of our hardwired stuff, except Melissa's office. I've got her on a dedicated line right back to the router. So she's outside of our home network with her business stuff because they have a router they provided her, and I didn't want that on my network. And then, like the PC I do the streaming and stuff from, that's hardwired. And the PC I do VR on is hardwired as well to the switch. Our home entertainment system's on another switch, it's hardwired. But the rest of everything is just on Wi-Fi. So I think there's 28 devices on my Wi-Fi at the moment. Which is laptops, tablets, our security system is Wi-Fi based. Our front door lock is on the Wi-Fi. Our doorbell is on the Wi-Fi. Our thermostat. 2 IP cameras that are Wi-Fi. .3Com always made good stuff. I don't see much 3Com here anymore. I just don't really see it. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they pulled out of the U.S. market or what, but I see very, very little of that name here now. I don't think I've seen any new 3Com gear in a decade. Oh, we have a PS4 as well. That reminded me, yes, we have a PS4 as well. I think the PS4 is on Wi-Fi though. I think in the end I left that on Wi-Fi because I was out of ports. The Roku is hardwired because that's what we run our, stream our entertainment off, and I wanted that hardwired. And I think the TV is hardwired mainly because it controls through. We have Wi-Fi. We have a controller that connects to Wi-Fi to use it, or Ethernet to use it. Yeah, 3Com has always been great stuff. I always thought they were really robust, durable stuff. I have very good experience with Netgear as well. That's why I tend to use them in, like at home or in very small offices. We've been using them. We're actually switching business-wise to Meraki now for everything. Cisco Meraki. We were doing Sonic Wall and Netgear. We could put it all under the Meraki umbrella and have central control over everything, which is nice. Cement mixers, my other nemesis. They're not as bad here, but on the US one, they're constantly in the way. What the heck is that sign? Okay. Looked like a warning sign, but apparently it's a provincial border of some sort. Yeah, we don't use the Netgear Wi-Fi because we want, for company stuff, because we want centralized management, and it doesn't offer at the level we require it for our customers. But we've used their switches forever, and they've always been really good. This Meraki stuff is a little more expensive on the switching and on the Wi-Fi, but it's the centralized control and management for us is invaluable. So having everything in one portal that we can manage all of our customers is just going to make it so much more efficient for us. Looks like we're passing Brussels. Oh no, not yet. For home use, though, that Google Wi-Fi is a pretty nice product. I don't know if it's available over there. It's a mesh network, and it took me a total of 20 minutes to have complete coverage in my house and have all the security settings done. You can do things like whitelisting and blacklisting devices by time of day. So if you're in a home where you got, teenagers who you don't want using their iPad in the middle of the night, you can have them shut off at 10 p.m. No more Wi-Fi. It's been a really nice product. I can monitor it and make changes from anywhere because it's cloud managed through an app on my Android phone. Oh, by the way, Disco, we were talking the other day about the Pixel 3 and the notch. They have a hide the notch option in the OS. They actually have a setting where it'll black out the top of the screen so it looks like there's no notch and it looks just like a standard Android. It just gives it a little bit of a head at the top where normally, you know, it's almost flush where there's no notch. So there is a way to block it. Yeah, Google stuff is rare there, I think, because they get tired of getting beat up by the whatever it's called, something, the EU's Commission on Commerce. I see they just bashed them over Android because Android had a browser and a default search. I want to know when they're going to make Apple take Safari out of iOS and you know, maybe make it so Apple Maps isn't the default mapping. It's funny how they do that to one side of the argument but not the other. It's all about money. Apple probably lobbies them harder. Yep. Yep. And all that does is chases away innovation. Anyway, looks like we're passing through the Brussels area on our way to Rotterdam. Slow down, slow down. I'm starting to feel like I'm a little top heavy there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to pay the fines when you got $1 trillion in a bank that you've hidden and avoided paying taxes on because you hid it overseas and laundered it, basically. Windmills time, yep. Oh, I should have taken my rest there. Next truck stop, I'll take a rest. Oh, and lower speed limit time too. I forgot Belgium and France have the 90k, and Netherlands it's 80 limit for trucks. So on a highway that cars can do, you know, 120, I can only do 80. Now I'm yawning. It's too early for me to be tired. It's only 17:09 here. Feels like I'm crawling. I don't know what that sign says, but that's the way I have to go. Europort, I knew what that said, even if it has an extra O in it. Yeah, exactly. You hear it, yawn, I hear it, yawn, and I want to yawn. We're really close. I'm tempted to just push through and drive into the place exhausted. It seems crazy to take my rest when I'm this close. I think we're going to. I think we're going to push it through. We're going to go about a half hour past. I've never pushed it that far before, so we might end up in trouble. Apparently it reaches a point where it just blacks out the screen because you fell asleep at the wheel. Hopefully we don't get to that point. I just can't think of the thought of why I would want to do a rest now when I'm this close. Yeah, I know my guy's tired. He wants to go to sleep in 13 minutes, and I'm going to make him drive for another 58. Plus, there's really nowhere for me to stop from here to there, so that's my other excuse. That's what I think. What's 40 minutes? No big deal. Civeaux to the airport, right? I've landed there in Flight Simulator. Okay, we're officially on borrowed time. That looks like a Heineken ad. They blotted out, but that was definitely looked like a Heineken billboard. Oh, whoa, whoa, why are you stopping to go off a ramp? Stupid AI. Yep, thank you for reminding me I'm tired. I need to be able to see the GPS right now. Okay, so we're going to... Okay, W. Got it. On the left up here. We'll drop it off, find a place to rest, which looks like there's one on that next street over. And that will probably be the end of the stream for tonight. I may do another one after, I don't know. But I'm going to take a little break from streaming. I'm going to auto park. Ah! Alright, thanks for joining. I'm going to go park the vehicle and then we're going to be probably done for a while here anyway. Like I said, I want to just bring it over there, get it serviced, and do a rest. Actually, do I need servicing? 3%? Yeah, I like to service it when it's over 2%. Good night, thanks. Oh, well, that's new. You do get fined for avoiding sleeping. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. This is the end of the stream.